Welcome everybody. This is an addendum to the fifth fundamentals video on while loops, and I want to point out something that is an important part of writing while loops and is a unique part of the Python language. So you remember in the video, this is one of the while loops that we started out with, where we're prompting the user for a number, and unless they give us a number then greater than 10, we're going to keep on rerunning the code in the loop. Now, a question you may have had in your mind is, how does Python know what code is in the loop and what code is outside of the loop? And the answer to that is indentation. So you'll notice this is indented by a single tab, and you should use tabs for doing this. Anything that is tabbed in is going to be a part of the loop. So if I put a print statement that says this is in the loop, you'll notice it's tabbed at the beginning of the line. And if I put another print statement after that says this is out of the loop, it is going to run out of the loop. So the way Python knows what code is in the loop, and this is true for if blocks, this is true for a lot of different types of statements where you've got multiple things, where you've got control flow basically. Anything that is tabbed in here is going to count as part of the loop. And Python actually requires that you have indented code here. So if I hold down Shift Tab, that's going to untab these things. And you notice I'm going to get a little red squiggly here that says indent expected. So I have to give it something that's indented because it needs something that's indented to be able to appropriately process the loop. So this is what that looks like. So this is just a really short addendum video because I wanted to hit this one more time. This is what a while loop looks like, and the way we know what code runs in the loop is by this indentation. And if we had another while loop inside of here, which we're going to get to nested loops later, I just want to show you this. If we had while some other condition, that's red because some other condition isn't a variable that exists. We would put the code that goes in the loop here, right? You notice it automatically indents it for me again. So, the reason I am sort of singling this out is, again, because this is a really important point, and this is something that is unique to Python. The way you know what code is in the while loop is by the indentation that occurs after the colon. And the way you know where you're done with the code that's in the while loop is where you go back to that previous level of indentation. And previous level of indentation doesn't mean all the way back to the back. If we have nested while loops, it's going to indent back out to the outer loop. But the important thing to remember here is indentation is what tells us what's in the while loop, and going back one level of indentation is what tells us when we stop the while loop.